What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Black Goku, coming at you with a deck profile about true Dracos. This deck is freaking awesome. It never bricks on me. Yeah, well, nah, it doesn't brick on me. Anyway, well, I'm gonna get right into it. The deck profile. Here you go. So for the 2017 September ban list, here is True Draco, my version. Hope you like it. Alright, so let's set this here. Okay. Starting off, we have 3 copies of Masterpiece. This card is really good. It starts off and just once you break open your combos, all you basically gotta do is keep that motherfucker alive, and he is A1. He won't let the deck down, and he's the prime minister of the deck. And I want one Ignis, for that searchability for something to tribute, and of course he's good for getting out the true Draco traps. I want one Maiden. Maiden's good for just searching the monster itself when your opponent activates an effect. So using one of her is pretty standard. And if I had another one, I might use it. I might consider it. But since we only got one Ignis and one her, I'll just use it like that. Then since we're playing the Infinity package, we got the 3 Galaxy Soldiers. There's plenty of light monsters in this deck, so you're always going to be able to use Galaxy Soldier. If you don't use it to make Infinity, you're going to use it to, use its effect and search. Then you get another one, and then you can tribute for your Masterpiece, making it immune to monsters and spells or traps or whatever. So, Galaxy Soldier has 2 different effects, so that way you can make it live. And then we run 2 Scythes. Now, Scythe, yeah, it's for that, fucking your opponent extra deck stopping thing. I was going to call this deck True Draco Stop, because basically it stops you from getting to your extra deck, and, the meta is consistently niggas in the extra deck. But anyway, on to the next is 2 Photon Thrashers. This Photon Thrasher just basically special summon and just set the monster on board, so when you get ready to make your Masterpiece play, you can just special this and then make tribute it to make Masterpiece once you have a trapper spell. Also, it's good ditch fodder for Galaxy Soldier. Then we run 1 Gofu. Gofu I ran in here because, of course, you special summon, and you get that combination off. And yes, I can make Deco Talker if I feel like it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, just depending on what I want to do. So 1 Gofu, and I do have a synchro monster in here I actually can use him with, and in situations I do use Gofu to make that happen. I was running BLS in here, but probably undecided maybe, because I have a lot of lights but not that many darks, so who knows. Yeah, we're running 1 of Fossil Dino. I just don't like my opponent special summoning on me, and because I tribute, so yeah, once I'm done special summoning, I play Fossil Dino, and that stops them from doing pretty much anything for a while. And in case that's not enough, I run 2 Vanity's Fiend. If anybody who doesn't know, Vanity's Fiend stops your opponent from special summoning you too. Yeah, both of you can't special summon as long as he's face up. He's dark, 2400 beater, so he's a good beat stick, and he kind of locks down the field for you once you got him. So if you play him and Masterpiece, you're looking at a live play with Masterpiece and Vanity's Fiend. I mean, they're not gonna be able to special summon a monster to try to beat over on your Masterpiece, which is really good. And then we also run 2 Ghost Ogre, for the hand traps. Ghost Ogre has many different plays in this deck, as far as ditching it for costs for Galaxy Soldier, using its hand trap effects to pop a card that your opponent activates, and also good for that level 3 synchro tuner monster synchro play. So yeah, she's good. She's awesome. Actually makes it work out. And we search her with E-Telly in case we need an extra monster to special and then tribute for our masterpiece or any of our true Draco monsters that we come up with. I run one Eden the Heavily Squire Squire card. Yeah, I was debating on this one, but because it's a light target, it's good for Galaxy Soldier and good for the tribute. And plus, you play this and the Dark Monarch and Edios, the Underworld Squire, and you get the combination of an extra normal summon. So then you have, or extra tribute summon, my bad. You have to make sure that you know that extra tribute summon with this guy. So it gives you a good play that you can go ahead and go into and make, as far as, you normal summon this one, then special summon this one, get an extra tribute this turn. So then tribute one or both of them for Masterpiece. Masterpiece is live. And then, of course, if you wanted to, you can banish this one to special that one. Somehow it works like that. But anyway, it's good. And as I said, for the monster lineup, then we run 2 Dredonic Diagrams. Now this card, yeah, breaks boards. It unfriends friends from Facebook. It makes the deck cycle through. I wish I had 3. I would play 3 if I had 3, but since I just got 2, 2 is actually really good, so I'm sticking with 2 for now until I get a third one. If you have a third one that you want to give me for looking at this, then by all means go ahead. Then, of course, to make it happen, we run 3 terraformings, because, yeah, we want to see Hanger. Oh, not Hanger, sorry. I did an ABC deck profile earlier. We want to see terraforming, because to get that diagram out as fast as possible. Because without that, it kind of slowed down the game, so we want to see that. I also run one Rhoda, Reinforcement of the Army. It searches out one of the Squires, and also searches out Galaxy Soldier. Or no, I'm sorry, not Galaxy Soldier, Photon Thrasher. And it lets you get him and go ahead and go for your plays. So, searchability is always good in the deck. And you never want to not have a tribute monster that you can just special and then tribute and then keep going for your plays. Like I say, one E-Telly, and that's for the Ghost Ogre. And then sometimes we make her with Galaxy Soldier and then go for Omega. With that, we use the E-Telly just for that one purpose. And we have Instant Fusion. We have Panzer Dragon. Panzer Dragon, of course, is for the Infinity play, so that's why we run that. If you don't have the cards to make Infinity, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, it still gives you a +1 monster that you can just, of course, tribute for Masterpiece, or any other true Draco monster that you got. And that makes all the better. Or you can even use it as going into a synchro play for the synchro monsters that we do run. Now we run 2 True Draco Heritage. This card is good. It, of course, it allows you to draw when True Draco cards sent to the graveyard. So it's pretty live, and also it can be used to tribute for Masterpiece, which makes this really broke. It basically gets you over where you got to be. And then, of course, when it leaves the field, pops a card. So good for spell and trap removal and tribute and drawing, which is absolutely stupid. Then, of course, I use 1 Disciples. Disciples, that's good. You can run it at 1, 2, or 3. It doesn't really matter. Just put 3 back. 3 True Draco or True King monsters back, and then shuffle them into the deck, and then draw 1 card. And that's, of course, another +1. And then, of course, it can be used to tribute for your Masterpiece or any of your other True Draco monsters. And then you can also pop another spell. So I got 3 good spell popping removal cards. So it's always good for in the meta, because whoever plays back row or anything like that is gonna regret it. Onto the traps, I run 2 Solemn Strike. No need to explain Solemn Strike. From the negate whatever they do whenever they do it, because pendulums are a thing still, and even though they can't do one a million at a time, so still strike the pendulum, screw them. I use one artifact sanctum. I was running two, but one is still good because you can just set the other monsters if you draw them. But that one artifact sanctum, of course, when it's during their turn, you activate it, and if you manage to activate it and then pop it also, you get both the effects. So you also get to destroy a monster, but you only get that live with Masterpiece anyway. And with a true Draco spell or trap that pops it. So but once you play this, they're not going to their extra deck for nothing. So they're just gonna be like, oh my god, I don't know what to do anymore. So Artifact Sanctum. One Call the Haunted to bring back any of our monsters, and also it's a continuous, so you can catch this in a loop and just tribute your Call the Haunted for Masterpiece, or you can bring back Masterpiece with Call the Haunted or any other monster you got, and then go for the tribute, because you can activate Call the Haunted, get a monster, tribute this and the monster, and then you got your monster, then you got Masterpiece or whatever you want to leave. But remember, this leaves the field if the monster is destroyed. It doesn't leave the field if the monster is tributed. So if you have another play that you can make off this, remember to keep an eye on this when it's supposed to leave the field by its designated writing. So that's always good. Imperial Order. I don't know why I said Iron Wall. Imperial Order. Basically continuous trap that negates the spells, and B pay 700. But because this doesn't even matter because of Masterpiece, it's just something to stall and cripple half of your opponent's deck basically, which is really good. I run 2 dimensional barriers. Stop the Exe synchro or pendulum plays, which is great in this format because they're gonna always want to go to their extra deck, except the only thing it doesn't do is dueling monsters, which would be really cool if it did, but then it'd be overpowered because then it'd just be like, hey, no extra deck for you today. But it should be trash. Then we won, of course, one of the True King's Return. R.I.P. the dang thing. Got hit to 1. So, but I see why, because it's so broke. Because the loop is you can use the special summoning effect once per turn, even during your opponent's turn, which is good because you can recycle your monsters back from the grave. And of course, when it left the field, you pop a monster, which is good too. And because the True King's Return is at 1, I use the 2 of the Apocalypses, so I can also tribute during my opponent's turn, and then pop a monster when this leaves the field. The second effect, where you tribute a Draco monster and all your opponent's monsters are half at the time, ain't really that good. I mean, sure, it's alright, but it's not the greatest effect. I don't see myself ever using it. But as far as the other 2 effects, that's where it's alive at. So it replaces the 2 True Kings that are not there. On to the extra deck. That's it for the main. I run a 41 card deck. On to the extra. My farm girl there. She's badass. On to the extra deck. I run a 1 Cyber Dragon and Cyber Dragon Infinity. Nova Infinity, for the package. That's going to stop them from basically, being able to pop your field or something like that. You get that 1 negation and that 1 absorption per turn, and so that's Infinity. No necessary need to explain that. Artifact Durando, because I run a lot of level 5s in here, this is still pretty good and it gets stuff done.